The big island of Hawaii is building a carousel, and you're invited to help.
I've always been in love with carousel horses.
But Dick isn't the only one. A group of volunteer carvers are passionate about painted ponies.
You're going to be halfway through your first animal and you're going to start thinking about the next animal that you want to do. And
It makes you smile. I'm having fun, if you can't tell.
They are working under the nonprofit called Paradise Ponies, who are following the dream of one woman, Juanette Baisa. Her dream is to create a carousel for the families of Hawaii.
Merry-go-round.
The volunteer carvers range in experience. Some have never carved before but want to help.
We aren't going to tell anybody that they can't be a part of this. There was a group of women from a retirement home that used to come. There were 6 of them, and they were elderly women. A few of them had severe arthritis, and they weren't able to carve, but they still wanted to be a part of the project. They used to come over to the carousel every Saturday morning, and they would come in and they would work for about 6 hours. And what they did, since they couldn't carve, was they would sand, because they could hold a piece of sandpaper and they could just sand and sand and sand. And that's like a primary important thing when you're working with the animals. After you get them carved, they need to be sanded really, really fine in order to apply the primer to the piece. So there were 6 of them, and they used to bring their little thermos of coffee, their little box of donuts, and they would sit down and they would talk story and drink their coffee and sand and sand and sand.
I'd say you have to come out and try it, touch it, feel it, and you'll get addicted to it.
And it isn't just horses they are carving. This carousel's figures are special because they represent the native species tied to each island.
I just kept telling them about what my dream was. And now we have the power behind putting this whole thing together.
So anxious to get back. I don't sleep at night because I keep thinking about coming back the next day.
Middle of the night, you start thinking about how I'm going to fix a particular,
Exactly.
how to get the ear just right. You start thinking about those things at 3 in the morning. It's amazing. It looked like something that would be worthwhile doing and fun to do. So I signed up for it, and 3.5 years later, they called me. It's a learning experience, and I'm still learning, so.
Met some great people, good camaraderie, and I think we're all a little crazy, which is a good thing.
Believe in the vision. Our key word is imagine. If you can, in your mind, imagine that sort of a park. What are you going to do to make the world a better place when you leave this plane of existence?
It looks gorgeous.
stand up. Stand up and say, I want to help. Be part of it.
Carving workshops are underway and donations are always accepted. Please go to carouselofaloha.org for more information.